Good morning, everyone. And in case there is anybody who doesn't know us, I'm Angie.
And if you have any doubts, I'm Andrew.
Manchester City region contributes 5% of the entire UK economy's GVA and over 50% of the North West's, a regional economy of £120 billion, which is the 12th largest in Europe and bigger than several EU member states. Manchester is Europe's top city for business competitiveness and has recently been named for the second year running as one of the world's 50 most livable cities, 11 places ahead of London. Manchester attracts over 90 million visitors a year and has a workforce of over 7 million people within an hour's commute. The city is home to 100,000 students at any one time, 26,000 of whom are from overseas. There are 2,000 foreign-owned companies across Greater Manchester, 250 conference or event venues, 30 museums and galleries and 13 theatres, all surrounded by 3 national parks within an hour's drive.
Manchester has long shared a collective vision for leadership. The Association of Greater Manchester Authorities was established over 20 years ago as a voluntary coalition of 10 local authorities of Greater Manchester working collectively on those issues that are better resolved at a conurbation level. In April, some of these governance arrangements will become statutory with the establishment of a new combined authority that will act as the primary accountable body with responsibility for resource prioritisation and the allocation and delivery of local authority-led regeneration activity. Alongside this, Manchester will build on the public-private partnership approach that has worked so well over recent years, creating a local enterprise partnership that will provide strategic direction and support, as well as fulfilling a performance management role to drive progress on key ambitions. Recruitment for the LEP has been underway since January and generated significant interest, with over 90 applications for the 9 positions available. That's 8 private sector members, a private sector chair, and there are also 4 AGMA leaders being appointed. Interviews are underway and appointments will be made at the end of the month.
The primary objective of the Local Enterprise Partnership and the Combined Authority will be to focus on the delivery of the Greater Manchester Strategy. Derived as a result of the Manchester Independent Economic Review, which gave us a sophisticated and robust understanding of what drives our economy, its potential, and what we need to do to achieve sustainable private sector-led growth, the GMS focuses on 11 strategic priorities. These priorities provide a platform for joint collaboration, encompassing the wider public sector reform agenda, and responsibility for delivery against them is vested not only in individual local authorities, but in the private sector-led commissions and those organisations that have come to be known as the Manchester family. More sensibly thought of as delivery agencies, the organisations will collectively be responsible for leading on the delivery of 5 of these strategic priorities: the highly skilled, attracting talent, the economic base, international connectivity, and a sense of place. Now, in order to better support the priorities of AGMA, the Combined Authority, and the LEP, and in the light of reductions in public sector funding, the remit and responsibilities of Manchester Solutions, Marketing Manchester, MIDAS and New Economy Manchester have been realigned and refocused to deliver against these 5 strategic priorities, centring around 3 specific areas of expertise. Responsibility for research, strategy and evaluation, including employment and skills, will be led by New Economy. Business growth, trade and inward investment will benefit from the combined efforts of MIDAS, Business Support Solutions and elements of Skills Solutions. Both companies are core in the Manchester Solutions group of organisations. Finally, increased coordination of marketing, communications and tourism will be delivered by Marketing Manchester. Whilst the organisations and core areas of expertise retain clear leadership, there's strong collaboration across us all and a combined vision to deliver on those areas which will make a real difference to the local economy and our growth agenda. This focus will allow us to build on our strong track record of delivery and retain our most important brands.
It may be a cliche, but it's so often true. Together, we really are better than the sum of our parts. The opportunities that this new focus will provide in terms of better coordination and collaboration, a greater ability to maximise impact and respond to the needs of the organisations we work with and for, and indeed increased clarity of service to both our customers, internal and external, are significant. An example of this is the promotional strategy framework that we're developing for Manchester. That this is closely linked into the Greater Manchester strategy, and in particular the sense of place strategic priority, gives us both clarity of purpose and the ability to deliver directly against the challenges and objectives it sets out. That it is being developed for and on behalf of Manchester as an entire destination, including all its facets, brings strength and coherence. That it will be delivered via one central area of expertise across all target audience not only adds impact, but allows increased cost effectiveness that has already seen savings being made. The framework is going through consultation, but the philosophy is based on sound expertise of strategic marketing principles. A set of key messages is being established to be prioritised in line with strategic priorities and both shared with and influenced by our key stakeholders. These messages can be thematic, so culture, heritage, creative and media. They can focus on spatial areas, so the city centre, Eastlands, Piccadilly, or they can be asset-based, so it could be MIF, the Sharp Project, Media City UK, even assets such as our Nobel Prize winners, who impact upon the perceptions of Manchester in an incredibly positive way. A blended selection of the key messages and those most important to the economic growth of Manchester will be agreed and worked into a strategic communications plan that provides structure but still allows for flexibility as needs arise. This will be set out over the months and seasons of a financial year in order to best allocate both physical and financial resources. These key messages are then delivered through a variety of channels as appropriate to both the subject and the target audience to achieve maximum impact. Our target audiences are also defined and prioritised in discussion with stakeholders, but might include potential visitors, potential conference organisers, potential investors, academia. This collective focus allows us to reach our primary objectives.
All our chief executives from our agencies are involved in leading key regional transition groups to ensure that wherever possible, activity that was previously undertaken or funded by the North West Regional Development Agency can be captured and retained. We need to ensure that we capitalise on the regional legacy and consolidate Manchester's position as the primary attack brand for the region. Inward investment is an area that we've also been lobbying the government hard. The abolition of the NWDA means that inward investment is set to be delivered by a single national contractor. However, we believe that delivery is best placed to continue at a local level where there's a proven track record, existing resource and delivery structures already in place. Our proposal is that a North West consortium be subcontracted to deliver inward investment services, which will present the most cost-effective way to move forwards and the most efficient use of scarce public funds.
Visit England is the national tourist board for the country, and they have identified Manchester as one of only 4 pathfinders. So alongside Bath, the Norfolk Broads and the Peak District, we will, over the course of the next year, look to establish ways of working that will best serve to promote England's business and leisure tourism offer in a way that promotes its primary assets. The tourism industry is worth £5.5 billion a year to our conurbation, and it is essential that Manchester continues to play a leading national role in the growth of this sector.
Our jobs have been tough, but collectively across Manchester's core delivery agencies, there's been an overall income reduction of £7 million and a net reduction in costs of £4 million, which is approximately 29%. This has clearly not been without pain, but we've been focusing on reducing costs, streamlining operations, simplifying our governance structures and maximising outputs. We're absolutely clear that as we go forwards, we've got the right structures in place to best meet the challenges that lie ahead.
The whole theme for Manchester at this year's MIPIM is the impact that the city has, celebrating the people and the organisations that play their part in shaping our international significance. Without Manchester, Andre and Constantine may never have invented graphene, and without them, Manchester would not currently be celebrating a Nobel Prize for physics. This is about what can be achieved collectively. We are not resting on our laurels, and we are not sitting back and letting the changes in the world happen to us. In true Manchester style, we are remaining focused on how we can change the world. Thank you.